Welcome to Spirit Animal. Now, SaraBeth Swagerty is my guest, singer, songwriter, friend. And I call it Spirit Animal because SaraBeth knows what my spirit animal is.
Bourbon.
Yes. But as we figure out the Spirit Animal podcast, because SaraBeth has an association with tequila and got super hammered at my house one time, I believe on the Blanco.
Sorry, Mom.
I asked you because this would be your spirit animal. Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay. So I've got by me the extra añejo,
Yes.
which means super aged,
Yes,
right?
that one is going to be aged 8 years.
All right. And what are you having?
I think I'm going to go with, because it's right by me, I'm going to have the añejo, which is aged just under 3 years.
That's a generous pour.
Yeah.
So this ought to be fun by the end. Stay with us, folks.
Good. I got to run after this.
Okay. All right. So we'll just sip on this.
Perfect.
Why tequila, first off?
So this TC Craft is actually, it's made in Mexico, but it's owned by two brothers here in Nashville.
Oh.
And as of right now, it's only sold in Tennessee and Nashville and surrounding areas.
So cheers to tequila and TC Craft. It's a good burn. Actually, I like it. It's smoky.
What?
Now, this table right here is a dream come true. We've got tequila. We've got Girl Scout cookies.
Yes, we do.
Girl Scouts cannot drink tequila. To be clear, we're not promoting that.
No, but Girl Scouts do promote pairing with alcohol. So they do things like a lot of fundraiser events where they'll do, a soiree for adults, and they'll do wine pairings and beer pairings.
City Winery here, I think in a couple of weeks. It's good. Hold on. I'm going to wash that down.
It's cold season.
It's doing wine pairings with Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, in a couple weeks, we should go.
Yes, we should.
This is a research mission. Now, you may say, why Girl Scout cookies? And SaraBeth, as an artist, is closely connected with Girl Scout cookies. I clearly am drinking more because I can barely put a sentence together. And she is fresh back from the Little Brownie Bakery in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
So while I get myself together, report back, like, how cool is the Little Brownie Bakery?
So it's amazing. We got asked to go up to, and by we, I mean me and my guitar player, who wrote a song about Girl Scout cookies.
Glenn's British, right?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I love him.
You may have heard him on the Ty Kelly and Chuck show, doing the 10-minute tune, speaking in his accent.
He's a serial 10-minute tuner.
He is. I don't know. He keeps coming back for it. But they asked us to come up because they were doing their big cookie weekend, and they were giving basically the troops order X amount of cookies so they can sell outside of all the grocery stores and to their friends and neighborhood and all that stuff. They go on one weekend to pick up all the cookies. So it's a massive warehouse that you can drive cars through. Yep. So they start at the Thin Mints and they go all the way to the end. And it is like a well-oiled machine. Like all the volunteers are just loading up. They basically open the back of their either their trunks or the back of their, SUVs, and cookies just get pushed in. It's amazing.
Where's the bakery?
The bakery is in Louisville. We actually were at a warehouse that was close to the bakery. So yeah, that's where they had shipped all the cookies. Some people actually had U-Hauls. They had ordered so many cookies, they were driving away in U-Hauls.
So the troops have to go there to get them?
They do, yes. So just the troop leader. And sometimes it'd be like, we have a 3-car troop. So that means they ordered so many cookies that they needed 3 vehicles to get all the boxes into the cars.
Now, I personally it's time. Like, it is cookie season right now. So almost every store I go into, I get accosted by those little Girl Scouts. And I was one.
Yeah.
I was a brownie. I was a Daisy, a brownie, and then I went on to cadet. But the only reason I became a cadet is my parents would never camp. They're not campers.
Yep.
And as a cadet, you got to camp.
Yes.
So that is why I was a cadet.
Big deal.
Were you a Girl Scout?
I wasn't.
Oh,
I am now. I am now, and so is Glenn. We are both adult Girl Scouts thanks to the Colonial Coast Girl Scout Council. They actually paid for membership to become adult Girl Scouts, and we did an event up there with them, and they pinned us. Glenn has a shirt that says "Man Enough to Be a Girl Scout." I have my pin.
Aww.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Roy, I love that about Glenn. Do they have Girl Scouts in England?
They do. They're not called Girl Scouts, but they're Girl Guides.
Oh, Girl Guides.
And they don't sell cookies.
Right. They don't. What do they?
I don't know what they sell.
Figgy pudding.
But Glenn's niece is one.
Spotted dick. That's a real,
Maybe.
That's a thing.
It is a thing.
Right? It's a dessert. My
is.
kids, when we went to England, were so like, there's spotted dick on the menu.
I know.
They're my children. Now, the very alarming part of the Girl Scout cookies is that I lived in Denver, New York, here. I've only lived in places where they use the names from the Little Brownie Bakery. Although, to be fair, I never ordered any in New York, so they might be the ABC Bakery.
I actually think that New York is Little Brownie because my aunt and uncle live there, and so does my best friend. And they saw a Girl Scout outside the subway, and they actually talked to them and asked them if they had heard the song. Like, this is great. My family's marketing for me in New York City outside the subway
Whatever
station.
Whatever it takes.
Oh, I know. Push that music.
But the funny thing about Girl Scouts right now is they will, like, I went to a hardware store and, like, what are the odds of Girl Scouts being at a hardware store? And they're like, would you like cookies? And I'm like, oh, I don't have any cash. That's okay. Do you have a bank account? That's what the little Girl Scout said to me.
Yep.
She's like, we take Venmo and the Cash App, so you can't even lie your way out of it. Although you can, because I've bought a lot. It's not like I haven't given. Although you can pretend to get a call on your way into the store and be like, oh, I'll talk to you after. You know, you kind of whisper, you do that mouth, and then you're like, oh, yeah, okay, well, yeah, pick up some extra nails, honey.
Yeah. You could do that.
That's a fakey thing.
Well, you can also just donate like $1 or $2, or if you've got some change, they take donations too. So you don't actually have to buy the box. You could just donate, if you've got some change in your purse.
So do you have a cookie song for both bakeries?
I do have a cookie song. It's the same song, but just change the words to fit the cookies from the Little Brownie Bakery and the ABC Bakery.
And what are the different names? Tagalongs?
Okay, tagalongs are going to be peanut butter patties. Thin Mints are the same. So is the new s'mores cookie, although the cookie is totally different. The s'mores is like a sandwich cookie for the Little Brownie Bakery, and it's like a chocolate-covered square thing from the ABC Bakery.
Not my favorite. It should be, but it's not. I'm a Samoa.
You need to try the ABC version of the s'more. It's very good. Yeah.
All right.
You might change your tune.
All right. So where can people get the song, either version?
They can get it anywhere that music's sold. So Girl Scout Cookie Monster is the name, and they can get it on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify. There's a lyric video for the Little Brownie version. So yeah, anywhere that music is sold or streamed or where you watch videos.
All right, I'm the only one drinking, so.
Oh, cheers.
No, I'm watching.
Oh.
Okay. Because here's how this works. I'm not going to interview you.
No.
Because we're friends.
Right.
We're going to talk about stuff.
Yes.
Okay? So
oh, gosh.
Chime in anytime. We're co-host of Spirit Animal. Yeah. Okay, so first off, I would like to mention that today, I haven't talked about this on Ty, Kelly, and Chuck because I don't want to get lectured by Chuck, Mr. Fitness, because I am definitely yo-yo dieter, always on a diet, always failing at a diet. But this time, by God, I started tomorrow on the 21-day Beachbody Challenge.
Started tomorrow as we're drinking some TC Craft.
I am not going to eat cookies, but this probably isn't on the plan.
Don't be we did open the boxes, but we didn't eat the cookies.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm like the perpetual dieter, and since I've gotten on the morning show 2 years, immediately 20 pounds, because when you do mornings, you're getting up at 3:30, because you get up for 10 minutes soon.
Yep.
And then by the time 1 o'clock rolls around in the afternoon, you're like, the only thing that'll make this better is a burger.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just have a Shakeology shake.
Do it.
But you're so fit. You definitely are. You have a plan.
I do and I don't. I try to eat relatively healthy. But like last night, I had a friend in town and we went to Mexican, and someone said, that's not very SaraBeth of you, because I ordered a burrito and a side of queso and put it on there. But I feel like you have to do that. Otherwise you'll eat. I'm the type of person I can eat good all day. But then if I don't know that at some point in time I can just have whatever, I will end up going through a drive-through on my way home. Yep. I'm like, oh, good. So I ate super clean, super healthy all day.
But I'm so starving.
Yeah. I'm ruining it now at 9 o'clock at night on my way home from a show or whatever I'm doing with McDonald's nuggets or a burger at McDonald's, which at the end of it, then you're like, well, that actually wasn't as good as I was hoping.
So do you believe in cheat days, or you got to get right back on the...
Well, like this morning, I was really unhealthy again. I didn't have any food. So I actually ate Girl Scout cookies for breakfast.
That's all she had in the house. So.
Yeah, it is all I had in the house. That is a true story. But for the most part, I will just kind of get back on it. And what I try to do is not to buy snack foods because I do eat a lot of my meals at the house. Because if I'm not on the road, I'm working from home. So as long as if there's any sort of chip, any sort of cookie, any sort of snack food, I will eat it. So,
well, that is part of like getting ready for the Beachbody thing. They're clear out your pantry. Yep. I did all the chicken breast food prep. So 21 days, you'll see. You'll be like, who is that? That's not Kelly.
Ooh, I can't wait.
So is she sick? That's what I'm going for. Is she sick? I mean, she looks ill.
It's a very healthy way to go about it.
SaraBeth, you know that, and those who listen to Chuck, Kelly, and Chuck know that my husband and I mostly live in different cities.
Right.
Now, young people say to me, oh, you must miss him. And people my age say, oh, I want to do that. That sounds great. So this weekend, Scott was in. My trophy husband, Scott, he came in Wednesday. By the time Saturday came around, I liked him again.
Oh, good.
It took takes some reentry. Kind of don't think dirty like that. Talking about reentry. But the one thing we had a big disagreement on was dogs in the bed.
Ooh.
Okay. So we have 3 dogs, 2 little girly Cavaliers, and then our adopted doggy,
Big B.
Big B, who's a big dummy. He's so cute. You just hear him come, the bag of hammers clanking in his head. He's awesome.
He's a good dog.
But he's 90 pounds, so he's like having a person in bed.
Yes.
So we try it for a while. Scott was being sweet and patient, and he worked with it. And then in the middle of the night, I guess I said, stop snoring. And he's like, no, it's the dog.
Ooh.
So I had to choose. And I chose Scott. You'll be happy to know. I felt like that was a good choice. But Big B was so sad.
Poor thing.
I mean, do animals in the bed, is there a number of animals that you can have? Or has that ever come up with you and your partner?
I fostered, well, now I have 2 dogs.
You have a big dog.
I have 2, yes. I have a Boxer mix and a Newfoundland mix. Before I had...
What's the Newfoundland? How much does he weigh?
He weighs about 85 pounds.
What about the Boxer?
He's very skinny because he just runs all the time.
Yeah.
And the Boxer mix is, oh gosh, they're close to the same weight. The Boxer mix is probably 70 pounds. And so they're big. It was easier. I fostered 2 miniature pinchers before I got the second dog.
Mittens.
I did. And so they were a lot easier in the bed because they were so small. And they like to be kind of curled up right next to me. And then Dallas, who's my Boxer mix, likes to be under the covers. He's very snuggly. He likes to be on top of you so much so that I will have to turn the air on when it's like 30 degrees outside because he's so hot. But he wants to be under the covers with you. So that was actually easier than the 2 big ones. So that was 3 dogs, but because 2 were small, it was easier.
Right.
The Newfoundland is huge, and he doesn't really have a sense of space.
They're hairy, right?
Yes, you should. You couldn't even come over to my house right now. The floors are so bad.
hairy. Yep.
But they both want to be in the bed. The Dirk, Dirk after Dirk Nowitzki, Dallas and Dirk. I love the Dallas Mavericks. And so anyways, Dirk, he's very ADD. He also doesn't have a sense of space. So he'll lay on your head, like kind of like a cat.
Yeah, that's what Bentley does.
Yeah, that's not really ideal for a
relationships,
80-pound dog or relationship. So there's a fight. Glenn actually moved upstairs for a while because I wanted to sleep with the dogs in the bed, and he said, no, I will not have dogs in the bed. He's a light sleeper. I'm a heavy sleeper.
That's me too.
Yeah. So I don't notice that they're up and down. But all that being said, long story short, we now have a rule 1 day a week the dogs can be in the bed. And that usually is, it's now that I have slept without them, it is the worst night of sleep I will get all week. I actually moved upstairs because I was so hot the other night. Yeah. Woke up at 4 a.m. and I went upstairs to sleep. And the dogs just took up my side of the bed.
That's so funny that you have to allow that's your best night's sleep.
It is.
So basically you're giving up 6 nights of bad sleep. You're taking bad sleep for 6 nights. The tequila's starting to work. You only get 1 night of good sleep?
No, the night when the dogs sleep is the worst night of sleep for me. Oh. When the dogs are in the bed, it's the worst night because they are so hot.
Oh.
It's bad. And I feel bad, but I like snuggling with them.
But I feel like that's mixed message. I feel like you should either have men or out because then they're like, oh, she hates us the 6 other nights.
Well, and it's also bad when Glenn, because sometimes he'll play shows out late or he'll get in late and I will fall asleep with them in the bed. He gets very angry with me because they don't listen
to Glenn.
Well,
They don't
does.
understand his language.
Dallas does not. When he says it's bedtime, no.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Glenn and speaking of Scott, let's talk about relations.
Oh boy.
Okay? Cheers. I read a study today, I think it was, that cell phones, I mean, clearly everybody, this is obvi, but ruin relationships. Part of the study said that 10% of people text during sex.
Oh my gosh.
Now, any percentage is alarming, but 10% is a pretty big number to text while you're like, what are you doing? Holding your phone up like, I got to get a signal. Wait for it. Like, how do you, it's worrisome.
It's weird. Like mine is right here. It's hiding. Like it's always near me.
Me too.
But I think that you need some boundaries with that. You can't, no. And what is so important that you need to text during that time? Can you not be without it for like however, it's not like it's a day without your cell phone. It's
and does the person you're having sex with know that you're texting? Like, hang on, honey, I got to text my mom. She wants to know when to come. No,
that's an addiction.
That's
an addiction. That's a problem.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh wait, no, not. So that's just that. And I know it's NBA All-Star Weekend. I don't know when this will air, but just work with us people. We want to talk about Fergie doing the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game. Now, can you pull it up?
Oh, I will pull it up. I didn't actually see this live.
Not since Roseanne Barr, and only old people will know that reference, but slaughtered our country's national anthem. Has there been a national anthem so bad? So I'm just going to sip while you find that.
Oh,
here we go.
Are we listening to the whole thing?
Songwriter, actress, and 8-time Grammy Award winner from Hacienda Heights, California, Fergie.
8 Grammys. Here we go.
Quite the lineup.
Roses, can you see by the dawn's early light?
What is happening?
What's so bright?
What's the drum beat?
At the twilight's last gleam.
I don't know if we can make it all the way through.
If you watch the players' faces,
and bright stars through the perilous fight.
The players are laughing.
there's some good shots of them laughing. It's awesome. It gets worse. I can go to the end.
Go to the end. I need to drink.
Well, yeah, it's like there's a random drum beats, and then all of a sudden, let's see, is this it?
They're cheering.
Players laughing. Players laughing.
No, do not. Don't. Stop. Turn it off. We can't.
Oh, and at the end she goes, let's play some basketball. I was like, whoa.
That, nobody does the national anthem sexy. What is she trying to do?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea, but the comments were amazing. Like the random drum beats, and then all of a sudden synthesizers come in and just sing it. Just sing the national anthem as it's written. 90 seconds. That's more than 90 seconds.
Now, as a songwriter and artist,
yes,
I do understand that it's a hard song to sing, right?
Yes, it is.
Different keys. If you start too high, right. So what's your approach to doing the national anthem?
Well, first of all, when you submit it, it has to be 90 seconds. That's like if it goes 91 seconds, they don't even, I don't think, listen to your submission. But I have sung it, 25 professional games, maybe more.
What was the most nerve-wracking?
Most nerve-wracking was the Houston Texans Denver Broncos game.
Go Broncos!
Yeah, it was at Reliant Stadium, which I think the stadium name's changed now. But when I did it, it was Reliant Stadium in Houston, and sold out crowd. And George Bush Sr. was from me, 20 feet away in a golf cart. And so I'm like, it's me. I am singing in front of a president. There's a president right there. That's a president. So it was just...
Did it screw with your head?
It did. Like, you don't mess up the words. They didn't do a flyover. The Bushes actually go to a lot of the games because they live in Houston. And it was crazy. Then JJ Watt shook my hand. And the first thing I asked my mom was, A, did you get a good picture? She got the most amazing picture of me and JJ Watt shaking hands.
He's awesome.
And like super nice in that 30 seconds that I met him. And then I asked, did I sing the words right?
Because you do see, like, even as you're singing along sometimes, the normal American screws it up.
Oh, well, we talk about this all the time. It's because it's a poem, right? It's not normal speak. You wouldn't speak that way, and they're just kind of different words. So
you nailed it?
I did. There's a video of it out there in the world.
And one more thing about Fergie, you have to go check out what she's wearing too. Just wildly inappropriate, and like, you don't want to be, it's like somebody's drunk mom at like a high school party.
Decided
it's so
to sing
American Pie. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And she's so like sexy dressed. Like, I loved what Pink wore for the Super Bowl because it didn't draw attention to her. It was just lovely. And as much as I love Gaga singing the national anthem the year before, her outfit almost took away from the anthem.
Right. I mean, the national anthem is not, it's an honor to sing it. And to me, it's something that should be honoring our country, honoring the troops. It's not about you in those 90 seconds. It's about, what the song represents. And I don't necessarily think it's the best thing to try to make it all about you.
And what do they call it when you keep, is that showboating? What is it?
Showboating would be
like
just
Christina Aguilera-ing it. Where you're like, no.
Where you add runs and you do all that stuff. Just keep it simple.
That. Keep it simple. Okay. The song for the Girl Scout cookies, where can they get it?
They can get that on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, anywhere music is sold.
And SaraBeth has some really cool musical stuff coming up. Her and Glenn are starting a threesome.
Also known as a trio.
Okay. Fair. That's fair. That's fair. But we'll have you back in when have you decided on a name?
We don't have a name. We're
What about the one I came up with?
That was good. It's on our list, but it's so hard when you're naming a band. It's not just your name, and so we've been just calling it the Trio. And the funny thing is, people are like, "Oh, is the Trio coming?" It's almost like that's starting to stick as the name. So it's going to be weird now when we actually have a real name.
But the badass thing about it is, who's the third? What's her name?
Her name's Vicky Vaughn.
Vicky Vaughn, which sounds like a stripper name.
Sorry, Vicky.
Sorry, Vicky. But she plays the cello.
The bass.
The bass, that too. Are you sure?
Okay. It's the bass.
She plays the bass. So it's one of them big old violins that you want her to put up on her chin, but it's too big.
Yep.
And I love that. So
yeah, it's great. She's great.
Yeah.
So it's me, Glenn, and Vicky, and we're just making music. Paul Worley's producing it, and it's fun.
Paul Worley.
Paul Worley, and if you don't know musical speak, you probably know acts he produced. So the Dixie Chicks, pretty big one. Martina McBride, Big and Rich, Sarah Evans, Lady Antebellum. The first stuff you ever heard from the band Perry, their first few singles.
Did he do the I'm Not Ready to Make Up with the Dixie Chicks?
I don't know.
I'm not ready to make nice.
I don't want to say yes and then be wrong.
Not related to Daryl Worley.
No
relation. All right. Thanks to TC Craft, Your Spirit Animal, Tequila. And thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes.
Spirit Animal with SaraBeth Swagerty.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm the Girl Scout cookie monster.